Welcome to the 7 Steps to Stress Mastery, Part 1 on Erasing Stress. This is Andrea Lightfoot-Bassan, your Wellness Program Manager here at Pima Community College. In this particular series, we're going to look at 7 strategies for turning off tension. I call these techniques stress erasers. They are biofeedback, meditation, deep breathing, yoga, progressive muscle relaxation, exercise, and the use of humor. I'll teach you quick 60-second techniques that ward off tension and longer 20-minute techniques that will leave you feeling deeply relaxed. I'll show you techniques you can use in the office and other techniques you can use at home. So why do we call these techniques stress erasers? Stress builds up in your body over time. When you have a bad day, the stress you experience doesn't just go away. It's stored, usually in the form of muscle tension. Sometimes a great weekend or your favorite recreational activity, like walking, tennis, volleyball, or bike riding, will erase this buildup of stress. But if it doesn't, or you live a sedentary lifestyle, you must find an activity that will. That's why we call these activities stress erasers. If you've ever felt your heart race as you considered your response to a rude remark, that reaction is brought on by the fight or flight response. The fight or flight response is preparing you for a life and death struggle over something that is usually relatively minor. Since you can't fight, and often you can't even flee from your perceived source of stress, you must devise an alternative method for releasing the energy that gets stored in these situations as tension. The techniques I'll talk about here include those to help you erase tension, so you can start each day with a clean slate and or free of tension. Releasing this pent-up energy is vital to your good health. Left unaddressed, this stored stress can build. Tension headaches turn into migraine headaches. Occasional heartburn turns into a gastrointestinal problem. And aching back turns into a debilitating back spasm, and on and on. Where do you store your stress? Everyone stores it in a different place. It could be in your face, on your forehead, around your nose, your eyes, your jaw, neck and shoulders, or your back or your glutes. Think about all of that tension that does get stored up in those areas of the body. That's what we're looking to erase today. Before we talk about those, let's point out 2 common misconceptions about therapeutic relaxation. Misconception number 1, relaxation is a form of laziness. Relaxation is as necessary to the body as sleep. It's the body's natural antidote to stress and the fight or flight response. Being in a constant state of arousal, as many people are these days, is much more unnatural than being in a state of relaxation. Misconception number 2, watching TV is a form of relaxation. True relaxation is not something you can usually achieve watching TV. Most television shows depend on arousal to get you hooked and are seldom relaxing. Certain shows can help you relax under the right circumstances, like comedies that make you laugh. But most people watch TV in such large blocks of time that the net effect is rarely therapeutic. The first stress eraser that we're going to talk about is biofeedback. Many people don't realize that a relaxed state is something that can be physically measured. Biofeedback helps you do that. There are various devices that you can use to measure your levels of stress. Blood pressure and heart rate monitors, skin thermometers, EEG machines, and a device called a GSR-2, which measures perspiration. These devices all monitor biological changes that take place inside your body in response to stress. Many of them are relatively inexpensive to purchase and run anywhere between $10 and $100 or more. And of course, the best place to find them is on the web. The GSR2, which is pictured here, runs for about $70 to $80 online. One of the most sophisticated biofeedback devices you can use is an EEG machine. An EEG machine measures brain waves. During normal waking consciousness, the frequency of your brain waves range between 14 to 32 cycles per second. You spend most of your waking hours in this state of consciousness that scientists call beta. When your body is relaxed, the frequency of your brain waves slows down, typically fluctuating between 8 and 13 cycles per second. This state of consciousness is called alpha. The biofeedback device simply confirms that the relaxation technique you are using to get there, whether it's deep breathing, meditation, or a different technique, is working. There are even deeper levels of relaxation called theta and delta, which are only achieved in deep sleep or deep meditation. Many people who find it hard to relax find it easier to do with a biofeedback device. Biofeedback simply translates the subtle changes going on inside your body into a tone or a signal or a visual graphic that you can see and or hear. The feedback you receive on what your body is doing and the direction it is headed is immediate. If what you're doing is working, the device will let you know. This instantaneous feedback can help guide you into a therapeutic state of relaxation. This is the goal of biofeedback, to help you learn how to relax tense muscles. The devices don't relax you per se, they simply let you know that what you are doing, whether it's meditating or breathing deeply, is working. And the feedback is what helps guide you into a deeply relaxed state. In the live version of the class, we pass out biodots. You can find these also online. And these little dots qualify as rudimentary biofeedback devices because they give you feedback about a biological function. The dots change color as your skin temperature changes. These temperature changes are an indication of the flow of blood beneath the surface of your skin. During the fight or flight response, your capillaries, the tiny blood vessels beneath the surface of your skin, constrict, and the blood is shunted away from the skin and in toward the major muscles and organs of the body to facilitate fighting or fleeing. That's why your hands feel cold and clammy before a job interview or before you get up to give a speech. As you begin to relax, the flow of blood in your capillaries resumes and your hands warm right up. The dots indicate that change. If you've just come in from a cold or very hot day, you would give your hands a chance to adjust to the room temperature, which should be roughly between 65 and 72 degrees before the dots will work properly. And you apply the dot on the back of your hand between the thumb and index finger. The dots change colors as the temperature of your skin changes. The colors range from black to brown to green to blue. Black is stressed, brown is tense, green is calm, and blue is deeply relaxed. So this is something that you could wear around for a day and check from time to time. As long as the air temperature remains in that aforementioned range, the dots would give you an indication of who or what is causing you stress. Obviously, in terms of biofeedback, this device is primitive. The air temperature isn't right or your circulation is poor. The dots won't give you a very accurate reading, but they do introduce you to the concept of biofeedback and hopefully encourage you to try a more sophisticated device. Again, there are thousands of them available online.